Yep. Welcome to Bet on Yourself Media Sports. I am your host, Reggie. Today, I'm just going to touch on a few topics before this Dallas game because it needs to be said. I believe the Philadelphia Eagles have their back up against the wall, but it's not something that we can't resolve. Let's go. Let's get right into it. Before we get started, I would like to thank all those who have subscribed to my channel. I truly, truly do appreciate y'all. It does not go unnoticed. I truly appreciate it. Tell a friend to tell a friend about Bet on Yourself Media Sports to come join the team and join the family. With that being said, let's move right along. A couple of segments I want to talk about is the BG's talk about. I'll talk about Hurts. Just one of the biggest games of his career, or is the Philadelphia Eagles fans in panic mode and the message that the Philadelphia Eagles sent out to the organization today. Let's go. Let's get right into it. For first and foremost, I want to talk about, let's go with BG. BG made a statement about the Philadelphia Eagles losing the game, and he was okay with that. Now, I don't know what type of vibe went on after the game. If it was any type of vibe for me, I would have been pissed off. So here's what BG said. I love that we just got whooped because we've been getting away with this stuff and we've been talking about it. We're always addressing those things, but it caught up to us this week. I know that I love this team. I'm quite sure he does love the team, but has it really caught up with him? And what is his point in saying that? Um, from my perspective, that I got out of it, that BG's trying to say that he's not worried about the loss. The team is still going to be together as a unit, and they're going to go out and make this right this coming weekend with Dallas Cowboys in Dallas, Texas. So um, I'm looking forward to the big win this weekend. Um, BG is one of my top favorite players on the Philadelphia Eagles. He's a long stint there. He's a veteran, and I do understand, that this team is well built throughout with the veteran presence on the team. But with that being said, BG speaks a lot about the team in a lot of different ways. And one of the ways that I think that he's speaking, just from my own point of view and perspective, I haven't heard anything. This is coming off the top of my head from what I analyzed from what I've seen with BG speaking and knowing the player that he is. Um, the aggressiveness he knows for sure wasn't there. There's multiple players in the locker room that stated that, and one being AJ Brown, um, that the team wasn't up to par. So I'm just gonna ride on the coattail of BG this week, and him and Cox and all the veterans, Lane Johnson, Kelsey, and the rest of the gang, and Slay and Bradbury get this team together on the defensive side of the ball because they stunk it up. They literally stunk it up, didn't tackle, wasn't hitting. So, and then um, Steph Joyner called the defense out by saying them guys couldn't hit nobody or wasn't hitting nobody, was afraid to hit somebody, and Slay bounced back with a comment, said that Steph was talking out the side of his neck. But with that being said, I mean, Seth is Seth. I love Seth. Seth gives his honest opinion. And that's all we can ask. I'm the same way. I didn't like what I saw. I think they was not scared, but they wasn't doing what they necessarily should have been doing out there on the football field. It seemed like that they just didn't have the mojo. They didn't have the enthusiasm to go out and perform the way that we know that they can perform. That's number one for me. Number two, the defensive play calling. He didn't put it in a position to make plays. This has been stated by numerous of the Eagles defensive players, and one that comes to my mind is Bradbury. He said that Sean Desai didn't put them in a position to win. So So that's a lot of talk there going on with that situation with Sean Desai on the defensive play calling. He got out coached by the 49ers head coach, and it looked bad. It really looked bad. He kept him back in the zone coverage, and they just ate us up with the passes out the backfield, the running plays, you know, um, um, the wide receivers. They just was totally embarrassing us, man. I mean, nobody seemed like they wanted to play that game. So I'm gonna leave that with that. Slay, he had his little say about it. You know, he said, I'm quite sure y'all heard it already. He said, first of all, uh, it was Slay. He said they said the problem with Buddy that he said we're scared to tackle. Now I do agree that we we aren't tackling well as a team, but that scared shit is out the door. This is what Slay was responding back to Chef Joyner's comment, and, and then it's down here. It states another one from um, sports radio. My job is to be an analyst of the game. Darius Slay and the guest, and guess that what? You don't tackle worth a shit yesterday against the, and that's the truth. He said he didn't tackle worth a shit yesterday. And that was the truth, and he did. I mean, I believe Slay had three plays to his side, three catches on him for like 33 yards, which in an average game wouldn't be bad. But the plays that he did not make the tackles um, look bad. So, you know, but he has
I don't know how to respond to that.
he has the right to just defend himself, and he did that. So it is what it is. My main thing is, and I'm going to ride this here because uh, Joey Shakes rode this to death about the play calling. He always was adamant about the play calling of the offensive side of the ball. And just a random fan, uh, reached out and made just a comment about the play calling. Maybe this is a silly question, but how involved is Nick Sirianni in actually installing offensive game plan? Play calling strategies, we know he doesn't directly call them personally. He doesn't call them personally, or it is truly mostly Brian Johnson. If you could possibly be able to give me a percentage, I would like so 60-40 or whatever. So down here in response, uh, the Gay Shot Guys report says here that extremely involved. This is Nick's offense with the input from coaches and staff. They put together the game plan during the week, and then Bryant knows where to go and what's bed of options to call in certain situations. So um there you go, man. Brian Johnson's not to blame in my eyes. If this is true, that's being said. Nick Sirianni has a lot to do with the play calling, and I think you know Nick Sirianni should relieve his play calling duties like he did when he had Shane Steichen. And when he turned the plays calling over to Shane Steichen, our offense looked a lot better. Um, it's something that Nick just doesn't have the knack to do. He's a great coach. He's a great motivator. He can get the guys ready to go and give them that energy. But as far as his play calling abilities, it's not working. It's not working. And we giving all the blame to Brian Johnson, and he's not being able to call and implement the plan that he would like to implement because he's being, hindered by the coach Nick Sirianni. So I believe that they need to really think this through and let the man run the offense, and then you can make an assessment from that. From this point on, from my point of view, I'm not going to sit here and blame Brian Johnson for the play calling, knowing the fact that Nick Sirianni has a lot of input in what's being called. And Joey Shakes, he clearly stated this. He was very adamant about the play calling, and it came to light on that day of questioning. So, I think Nick should give this play calling up. I really do, and just let the kid Brian Johnson go ahead and do his job. There's too many voices in the organization when it comes down to this here type of situation, and that's one of the reasons that I believe that um, Peters left, because he wanted control, and Laurie and Howie wasn't having it because they had a certain play style that they wanted to do, and that's why I believe that we don't have Peters here to this day. So, and he was the Super Bowl winning coach. To release him, to me, I liked him. He did a good job with what he had. He got us a Super Bowl ring. So I believe there's some kind of truth in that. Looking back and analyzing what I've been seeing, and then I listened on today with what's his name, Serio. He was saying that they use analytics a lot. And in some kind of way, I'm sitting back and I'm listening to him talk. There's a little bit of truth that I see, the way that he explained his situation in regards to how the Eagles operate. Um, I'm not saying that it's true and it's fact, but some of the things that I recognize that he was saying, I can understand what he was saying, but how from the top down to the coaching staff is operating under a system that already been implemented by Laurie and Howie, and what they want and how they want things to be operated on the field of play. So that's something that has to change in my eyes, or these guys got to step back and let the coaches coach and the managers manage, and the owner be the owner, So it's a lot of confusion at this point with this here situation with the play calling, and Howie not allowing Nick to do the thing that he needed to do, and Nick not allowing Brian Johnson and Deshaun to operate in a manner that I believe they can, because I believe both of these coaches are capable coaches to get the job done. But if you got your hands tied, then that's another situation. So I believe that, there's something got to be done in that matter of coaches, staff sitting down and letting the coaches, offensive coach, do his due diligence, and the defensive coach likewise. So that's a tough one for me to sit back and point the finger at these guys, knowing the fact that these Nick Sirianni has his hands in decision making and the play selections that's going out through the week. So that's what I got to say about that. The Eagles released the linebacker Ellis. That was a surprise to me. Not a big deal. We knew we got Shaq Leonard, so they made a spot for him. He was, to me, a guy that was just a fill-in anyway, so I don't think there'd be a major loss with him being waived, but it was a surprise nonetheless. And next thing I want to talk about is Shaq Leonard making his comment about the Philadelphia Eagles and why he made the decision to pick Philadelphia. So you'll hear that play. I run that segment by y'all and let y'all hear what he had to say. So the guy chose Philadelphia basically because of Nick Sirianni and his familiarity with him, and being in Indianapolis when Nick was an offensive coach down there. So that goes a long way in saying that, he's happy, he's comfortable in being where he's at here in Philadelphia due to the fact that Nick Sirianni is the head coach, and that he still has something to prove, that he still can play and he's able to do the job at a high level. And I believe he's going to get the job done. I have no doubt in my mind that he can get the job done. So I'm looking forward to him. He's been in and around the Eagles facility all week, sticking around with the defensive coaches, getting brought up the stuff. He probably will start this week. I can't say he won't, but I believe that, wholeheartedly he will start against Dallas Cowboys this Sunday night. And I'm saying that in Shaq Leonard. He will start. And, it's just a lot that we have to overcome. This game this week, and to me, is a must-win game. No doubt about it. Hands down. We can't afford to lose to Dallas and lose the number one seed. If we lose this game this week, we fall all the way down to the fifth slot. And that's something that I would not suggest that anybody wants to happen. With what's going on with the 49ers beating us last week, and now if we happen to fall and stumble and not go down here and take care of business this week, it's going to be a dogfight to the end. And then they have to go down next week to Seattle, where we haven't beaten them in Seattle. It's just, something that we got to be gainfully willing this week to put all the marbles on the table and lay some lever. Somebody's got to pay, and I believe it should be this week in Dallas to make a big statement to let the fans and the world know that we're here to stay, and it ain't a joke. You know what I mean? What happened last week happened. We lost the game. We got beat. We got mollywop, pretty much say, and we coming back this week, and we're gonna make this right. And let the people know that we still are the number one team, the number one seed uh, aspects going forward. Because I would not like to see us go down to San Francisco and have to play the 49ers down there, even though I know we can still beat them, because I believe the next time we face them, it's definitely not going to be the way it was this past weekend. I know in my heart of heart, they cannot go back and face the 49ers and have the same energy after getting the ass whipping like they did at home, and not want to go back and redeem themselves and put the whipping back on them. So I'm not worried about that game. If it has to happen, it's going to happen. More than likely, we will face them again, and then let the chips fly, let the shit go, man. I mean, it is what it is. We know what to expect. They believe they got our number, so we're gonna have to go down there and prove to them that we are worthy of being the number one seed in this division. And so Dallas still have us to go to Sunday night, and then they have a pretty rigid schedule themselves with the I'm not sure of all of them, but I know it's the Lions, the Bills, and I can't think of the other team that they have to play. And the 49ers have the upcoming game with um, Baltimore Ravens. So if the Ravens can knock them guys off, that would be a major, major help for us. But as long as we handle our own business. So I believe this is one of the biggest games of Jalen Hurts' career this upcoming week. Um, to make it right, and not only to make it right, because a lot of people like Carr, he made his thing about benching Jalen Hurts for Marcus Mariota. Um, I mean, could you believe he really said this out of his mouth, that bench Jalen Hurts for Marcus Mariota because Jalen needs the time to get healed up from the knee injury that he still believes that he has an issue with. So it's a lot of negative talk about us, but we're used to that. You know what I mean? Like I said, hungry dogs run faster. You know what I mean? So we know what it is about. We're Philadelphia. We're used to this kind of negative talk about our team. So we're gonna be out for the fight this week, upcoming week against Dallas, no doubt about it. I believe we'll go there and handle our business. It should be another thriller, but we'll come out on top. Because I believe Dallas is just going to try to implement what they thought that or saw last week with the 49ers did. Do they have the personnel to do it? I believe. Yeah, they had the personnel to try to implement it with the tight end and the wide receiver Lamb and Cooper and the running back. So they have some guys that they can try to implement and do some of the things that the 49ers did in exploiting us. But the one key character that's going to be, I think, going to be big for us is covering the center middle of that field, right down the middle. We got to cover that middle of the field where we got tortured at and have been getting tortured at all season. In our defensive front, they have to rush more than 4. They got to do more blitzes. The side has to blitz more. He has to keep pressure on these guys up front. The back end has to just come up and play. Stop worrying about getting beat down the field and put pressure on the quarterback up front. And those guys in the back have to handle their business. You know, if these guys can get home with the talks that I heard, but bringing Sue back, that's a great acquisition. If we can get him to come back, I believe this is something that will happen between now, after this week. I believe Sue will be back in Philadelphia next week. I'm quite confident that will happen. He wants to come back, and he's looking to be for the contender. He's familiar with the Philadelphia team and the city, and he's familiar with the front office guys. So I think that should be something that we look forward to here in Philadelphia, seeing Dominic Sue, reunite with the Philadelphia Eagles. Who's going to get deacclimated? I don't know, but it needs to happen. We need some meanness. We need a mean streak up there. We need somebody that's got that nasty attitude, that nasty demeanor about themselves on our defensive side. Not to say them guys are not that, but it's not that at the present time. We need somebody that's going to come here and get these guys to play nasty and dirty and start hitting some people. Basically, just hitting somebody, putting some pads to these guys and hitting and rapping, putting these guys on their backside. I mean, that's the main thing we have to do. You got to put these guys on their backside. You know, stop playing games with these guys. Put these guys on their rear ends, man. Let them know that you're not here to be playing games. You know, because nobody's going to give you nothing. Nobody gives you nothing in the NFL. You got to earn everything you get. And we got the advantage. We got the personnel as far as the ball players. We got the quality of ball players to get the job done. The scheme is one thing that I'm really concerned about, what they've been using as far as on the defensive side and the offensive side. You cannot win in the NFL by running the ball 9 times. You cannot win that way. Jalen can pass, yes, but you got to find a even balance with this here situation. Not running the ball is horrific. It's horrific. And that's why I made the statement. The guy, some Eagle fans today went down to the link or down to the Eagles practice field and put up the sign, run the ball. Run the damn ball. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. You run the ball, that opens up the pass. And, excuse me. Then you can go from there and doing what you need to do. Then you can go from there and doing what you need to do. It's common sense, football 101. Run the ball to get the pass open. You got to use A.J. Brown, Swift, Smitty, and got to be back this week. He was talking to the media, so we have him back. And he was a big part of why I believe the Eagles situation was like it was. But my main point with that, with Dallas Goedert being gone, is they stopped using the tight ends because Goddard was gone, and I believe they should have just kept using the same system with the tight ends that we had. I know Stoll and Coquelin wasn't, but you still got to use them as you still had Goddard in the game. That's what I would have done if I was coaching. I would have still kept my same system as though Goddard was still there playing. I know it's a lesser talented player, but y'all got these guys on the roster for a reason. So they got to perform. So that's that's what my mindset would be. But it's all gonna come together this weekend. So just don't get all down about it. I know we had our weekend and Monday, and a couple of people still frustrated about the way that things happen, but it will be better Sunday night. You'll wake up Monday morning with a great smile on your face and feeling much better. I guarantee you that for sure. We will be feeling good this upcoming Monday with a big smile on your face. Go to work with a big grin and happy all day long. So, I just want everybody to take a deep breath, sit back, enjoy the game Sunday night, and root our guys on like we always do. I have no deal with that. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, Bet on Yourself Media Sports. Hit the notification bell, hit the subscription, and hit that thumbs up so I can get this algorithm out. Pushing to get 200 subscribers by the first of the year. With y'all help, I know this can be done. Come join the family. So, with that being said, there is one other issue, or not issue, thing that I wanted to talk about, and that was, I did talk about it just now briefly, the running back situation. I've been hearing some type of rumbles. Now, I'm not going to go with names at this time, but some people that I've been in contact with tell me about Swift not wanting to return back to Philadelphia because of the fact that he's not getting the ball the way he feels he should be getting the ball and being utilized. And teams that will be interested that I'm hearing, the 49ers, I think it was somebody Green Bay, it's another contender, the Kansas City Chiefs that I heard would be interested in Swift if he doesn't decide to re-sign back with Philadelphia next season. I said it long ago, and a lot of other content creators said it too, and some of the media news. Sign this guy now. Redo his deal, getting signed for next year and years beyond that, because you can't afford to lose this guy. So that's something I heard. That's just a little tidbit. I don't know. I don't want to go into it too much anymore, but that's something that is concerning. If this keeps up the way they're doing, running the ball or not running the ball, and then Penny, I don't know what the situation still is with this guy. We here in week 14, this guy hasn't carried the ball 5 times yet. So I just don't get it. You got him on the roster. You know what I mean? What is the reason why y'all have him on the roster if you're not going to utilize the guy and put him out on the field and get some productivity out of this man? I just don't understand that part either. So it's a lot of things that's kind of fishy with me with the decision making that they made this year with signing guys and not use them. I thought that the tight end Albert O should have got a shot when Goddard went out injured. They didn't utilize him that much. He did get to come down and play, but it was in blocking situations and special teams. So it's kind of like I don't understand the philosophy of signing guys, but I see Albert O's situation is different. He has a great upside, so I feel like they're going to implement him more for next season than this year. But Penny's situation is baffles me. It baffles me. So with that being said, you know what we say around here. Yep, be good, be safe, God bless, keep the main thing, and have the attitude of gratitude. Until next time, peace, bond strong, come join the family. Until next time, God bless, be safe.
You have to really say, is it better for us to play Marcus Mariota right now and let Jalen get fully healthy? Because I would argue that it does not matter if you're the number 1 seed. Because if the 49ers come into Philly again, they do not care. They do not care. If it's raining, In Philly, doesn't matter. But irrelevant.
You're the coach. You're Nick Sirianni. You go up to Jalen Hurts. He's like,
I'm
dude,
with you, bro. That's
I
gonna
can
be a
play,
crazy
coach.
conversation.
I can play. How are you going to tell me after I just got paid, we do all this stuff, I'm in the MVP runner. We just had a board up there reading his MVP odds, and now you're going to telling me to sit.
Big picture, brother. Like, you have to do. Like, if you're Nick Sirianni, this is the type of decision and conversation you have to have if you have a big picture mentality. And I think you can have that conversation honestly with Jalen. And if you set him down, that's all Jalen talks about is the end result and getting to the Super Bowl and winning that thing. The best way we can do it. They didn't run the football at all with him. Twice. That's not it, man. That's not the winning edge. Put Marcus in there. Win a couple games. Yeah. Maybe you have the number 1 seed still. You might have it. I'd say he's probably better at playing quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh!
Right now, he would be more productive.
Hey, I didn't say that, Philly.
Later,
I didn't say that,
when
Philly.
you're healthy, we'll
I
see
know
you
what
in the
time it is.
playoffs,
I didn't say that. He said that. It's
all the way to the Super Bowl.
Phil come back around, you know what I'm saying? And I more credit to them. I just love giving them their credit because they got us on that day. But I'm just so happy it wasn't for all the marbles in the playoffs, and we got time to make sure we get it right.